Hoopy Guilo at Hoopy Geeks here. Welcome once again to my run through of my physical media collection. The next film is Alpine Antics. This is another Warner short. Again, this is volume 5 of the Golden Collection. I've given this only a 4 out of 10. I've written down simple and decent enough. Early Looney Tunes with Beans, Porky and Co. enjoying winter. The next film is Modern Times. We're back with Charlie Chaplin. This one is available on the Charlie Chaplin Blu-ray collection. I've given this a 6 out of 10 and I've written down a good Chaplin film, although parts drag. Some very funny moments, especially early in the film. This has a couple of extra features on it. Chaplin Today, which is just a documentary looking at the film. There's a brief introduction and some trailers for the film. The next film is The Milky Way. This one was available on the Harold Lloyd collection. I've only given this a 3 out of 10, so I'm not over impressed with it. I've not actually written a review. The next film is Page Miss Glory, a Warner animation. I've given this one a 5 out of 10, and I've written down a colour merry melody. Some quite good animation here and very 30s stylised. I own this film on the Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 6 DVD, and on the Looney Tunes Platinum Collection Volume 2 3-disc Blu-ray set. The Blu-ray has a Behind the Tunes featurette titled A Conversation with Tex Avery, and both the DVD and Blu-ray have a commentary by Will Friedwald. The next film on my list is Let It Be Me, another Warner short. I own this one on the Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 1. I've given this film a 4 out of 10, and for my mini review I have written, it's fine. A hen falls for a crooner singer and he dumps her, leaving her struggling by herself. Still very 30s in style, doesn't really stand out much. The next film is It's Love Again. This is a musical comedy. I don't really like musical films. They're probably the least represented in my collection. It's a black and white film, and I only own this because this was on the Jesse Matthews review, which included the Alfred Hitchcock movie that starred Jesse Matthews. And I've given this a 3 out of 10. I've simply put down a lively musical. Jesse Matthews steals the film with her beauty and dancing. Not the sort of film I like, but generally not terrible. A little humour that feels typical for the era. The next film on my list is I'd Love to Take Orders From You. This Tex Avery Warner short is available on the Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 1 Blu-ray. I've given this film a 4 out of 10, and I've written in my mini review, The son of a scarecrow goes to work. Animation is nice, but quite boring. The next film is I Love To Singa. This is quite a famous Warner cartoon by Tex Avery. I own this film on the Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 2 DVD set, and on the Looney Tunes Platinum Collection Volume 1 3-disc Blu-ray set, and this is the restored version of the film, so it's been remastered and has the original introduction reinserted. The film has a commentary by Eric Goldberg on both the DVD and the Blu-ray. I gave this film a 5 out of 10. I've written down neat short from Merry Melodies, and it's clear Warner cartoons are improving in quality. We're back to the UK now with Where There's a Will. This is available on the Will Hay collection. I've given this a 6 out of 10. I've written down a good Will Hay film. The American cast members help add a bit of depth to the film. A young Graham Moffat makes his first appearance with Hay. Enjoyable but likeable. The next film is Porky's Poultry Plant. This is on Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 4 DVD. I've given this a 4 out of 10. And I've written down an OK Porky Pig cartoon where Porky has to rescue a chick from hawks. Frank Tashlin's first Warner Brothers cartoon. There is actually a commentary by Michael Barrier and Frank Tashlin. This release actually includes Porky and Daffy in the William Tell Overture. This was a short animation from the early 1990s. It wasn't released theatrically, so it doesn't get included in my collection, but it's on there if you are interested in seeing the more modern Looney Tunes. The next film is The Only Son, about with Otsu, and this is his first sound film and subsequently the earliest Japanese language film that I have in my collection. This was available on the Otsu collection late spring, Blu-ray release by BFI. This I've given a 7 out of 10, and I've written down Otsu's first talkie is a touching and an emotional tale, on very familiar territory to his other films, focusing on the relationship between a widowed mother and her financially poor son. A good early film. The next film is Milk and Money, where it's another Warner cartoon. This one is on volume 5 of the Golden Collection. I haven't rated this out of 10, disappointingly, but I have written down Porky gets a job as a milkman, milk pig, to get money from his dad's farm. Some okay sight gags, but nothing special. The next film I own on physical media is Boulevardier from the Bronx, another Warner Brothers short animation. This one I own on the Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 2 Blu-ray. I gave this film a 5 out of 10. Mini review. First, merry melodies to use Merrily We Roll Along for the titles. A chicken plays baseball and plays against a small team. Nothing really stands out in this short. The next film is Little Beau Porky. This is Warner short on volume 4 of the Golden Collection. 5 out of 10, and I've put down not bad early Porky Pig cartoon with Porky in the Foreign Legion. The next film is The Coo-Coo Nut Grove, another Warner's cartoon, and this one is on volume 3 of the Golden Collection. This is a 4 out of 10, and I've written down plenty of 1930s caricatures that are unknown today. Interesting to see the ones that have lasted the test of time. Clark Gable, Laurel and Hardy, Marx Brothers. It does actually have a commentary by Michael Barrier. The next film in my physical media collection is Windbag the Sailor. This is a Will Hay film, and he's now with Graham Moffat and Maud Marriott. It's available on the Will Hay DVD collection. I've given this a 6 out of 10. I've written down a fun adventure with Hay and his two sidekicks, Marriott and Moffat. It's the comic timing that makes this work. A good comedy that doesn't require much thought.
And bearing down on us was a Chinese junk, full of pirates armed to the teeth. Not a small junk, mark you, not even a medium-sized junk, but a very large junk. It was fully 400 feet long, had 4 masts and 5 decks. Now, what do you think of that?
That's a lot of junk.
Yes, it is a lot of junk. Well, I could see there was only one thing to do, and I did it.
The next film is Sabotage. We're back with Alfred Hitchcock. This is available on the Blu-ray. I've given this a 6 out of 10. I've written down an okay Hitchcock film. His style is obviously present here, and he does a good job with a few suspenseful scenes. But overall, it feels a little bland. The Sabotage Blu-ray has a Charles Burr introduction, on-location featurette, and a picture gallery as special features. The next film is Porky in the North Woods. This is on volume 4 of the Golden Collection. I've given this a 4 out of 10. And I've written down Looney Tunes cartoon with Porky Pig and many woodland animals isn't anything to write home about. At times okay, at others bland, just so-so. This one actually has a commentary by Mark Kousler. And with that we end 1936. Thank you once again for watching. Please comment down below, I would love to hear from you. And I will see you next time in my video overview of all the films I own from 1937. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.